Don't be in this bitch.
Wait till I come back in the market late night, and then it's just you, and I slap you up. Yeah. You trying to act all tough? All like this in front of all your people. Tell your mama I said Happy Mother's Day. And then you gotta take a clip.
No safety.
You take a clip out of it.
Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. You'd step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest.
You sure?
Gonna be a
T.I.'s worst nightmare is finally crashing down, and it's playing out for the whole world to see. For years, the rapper had been warning his son King Harris to chill out before he destroyed his own future. And now that future's hanging by a thread. Word in the street says a judge might actually hit King with a 5-year prison sentence, 5 whole years locked up. What's wild is that T.I. himself called this years ago. Back in 2022, Tip went public, saying straight up that if King didn't calm down, this exact mess would catch up to him. Nobody should be surprised. The warning signs were blinking bright red for a long time, from reckless joyrides through Atlanta, to that crazy Waffle House brawl that went viral, to showing off guns in his music videos like they were fashion pieces. King was out here collecting drama like it was jewelry. Then came the 2024 arrest, and things went completely off the rails, almost smashing into a police cruiser, eating takeout in the car like nothing was wrong, a gun sitting right on his hip, and that old 2022 warrant finally catching up to him. It was like his bad choices came back for revenge all at once. But the twist that really hit hard, just weeks after the arrest, King became a father. He was online celebrating his newborn, posting sweet captions, even dropping a track called Dear Son, trying to show the world he was ready to grow up. But instead of holding his baby close, he's now facing a courtroom that could take him away for half a decade, right when his child needs him the most. So how did the son of a hip-hop icon end up one step away from doing hard time? The story goes back to October 2024, the day King Harris completely crashed out. He pulled out of a gas station in his BMW, nearly clipped a cop car, and from that moment, it was game over. As soon as the officers approached, it went left fast. The first thing they noticed, the smell of weed filling the air. The second, a gun sitting out in the open like a prop. At that point, they already knew King wasn't going anywhere but downtown. Once they ran his name, everything fell apart. An open warrant popped up from 2022, over speeding, driving with a suspended license, and even a DUI. And instead of showing up to face the court back then, King ghosted the system and let that warrant sit there waiting to blow up his life. And in 2024, it finally did. The arrest footage leaked online, nearly 30 minutes long, first dropped by First Badge Chronicles and later reposted by Vlad TV. It's wild to watch. Cops yanking him out, taking the gun off his waist, cuffing him tight, and sliding him into the back of that patrol car while the cameras rolled. You can see the frustration all over his face. King knew right then he was caught, and there was no slick talking his way out this time. The clip caught every single second. The grab, the cuffs, the patrol car door slamming, and fans ate it up like a live show. One of the officers even admitted later that King stayed calm and respectful the whole time. But that didn't stop them from hauling him straight to DeKalb County Jail. From there, he was transferred over to Pickens once that old warrant got activated. Just like that, the flashy Instagram flexer turned into another inmate with the world watching every move he made. What stings most is how deja vu it all feels, because T.I. literally predicted this. Back in 2022, when King first started acting out, Tip jumped on Instagram and warned him plain and simple, keep going like this and you're headed straight to jail. And this wasn't just a random dad rant. Tip knew the game too well because he's lived it himself. T.I. once said, time is gonna be his teacher. And now, that teacher's standing in front of King in the form of a 5-year sentence. The second those arrest clips hit social media, fans dug up that old video of Tip talking to his son. Some joked that he spoke it into existence, while others felt the pain of a father watching his worst fear unfold. Either way, the internet had to admit one thing: T.I. saw it coming, and now the prophecy's playing out in real time. Tip saw the vibe instantly. He felt that energy shift and knew exactly what was coming. He'd seen this movie before. But King, he didn't want to hear it. The young dude was too deep in his own world to listen, and that's where everything started slipping. One of the biggest warning signs came back in 2022, the infamous Waffle House meltdown that had the whole internet clowning him like, yeah, this dude's on a crash course for disaster. That viral clip showed King Wilden out on camera, face red, veins popping, screaming at Waffle House employees like he owned the place. And from that moment on, his downfall just got louder and messier. King was barking back like he had a point to prove, trying to flex in front of strangers, but instead of looking powerful, he came off spoiled and reckless. Even T.I. couldn't defend that behavior. He went live right after and admitted he was beyond confused. He couldn't wrap his head around why his son stopped his whole night just to argue with a fry cook at Waffle House. Tip said it himself. There was no reason to match that energy at all. That clip still lives rent-free in fans' minds. The moment King lost control on camera, and even his own father had no words to back him up. But if that meltdown wasn't enough embarrassment for 1 year, what came next pushed things straight off the edge. The gun situation. Remember when T.I. and Boosie had to step in and check their sons publicly on camera? That wasn't just family talk, that was national news. King and Boosie's son, Tootie Raw, were filming a music video together, and instead of focusing on the music, the whole set looked like a mini war zone. Guns everywhere, smoke in the air. It was chaos. That's when both dads had to step in hard. You could hear T.I. snapping in that clip saying, "Why y'all even toting guns when you got girls right here?" He wasn't clowning. He was teaching. It was supposed to be that father-to-son wake-up call moment, but looking back now, King clearly wasn't getting the message. What started as a calm talk quickly turned into a full-blown lecture. T.I. tried to break it down like a mentor, not just a parent, explaining how one wrong move with a gun or just being in the wrong circle with the wrong people could get them buried in legal trouble. He wasn't even being harsh. He was literally giving them the playbook to stay free, a blueprint from someone who'd already been there and done that. In the clip, both T.I. and Boosie sat their sons down like real men, laying out every pitfall the streets had waiting for them, and fans actually respected it. People online were saying it was refreshing to see famous dads stepping in, teaching accountability instead of ignoring bad behavior. But here's the catch. King might have been sitting there nodding, but you could tell he wasn't really hearing a word. That message went in one ear and straight out the other. No pause, no reflection, no growth. That's when people started realizing this wasn't just a phase or a young and dumb situation. King was choosing the hard road. And just when fans thought the chaos couldn't get any more personal, boom, his love life hit the blogs. When word spread that King had a baby on the way, the whole internet froze for a second, and then went crazy. His baby mama, who goes by Big Nana, instantly became a trending topic. Whispers started flying that she was way older than him, and the internet couldn't stop running with it. The rumor mill went wild. People calling her a groupie, saying she was only around for the money, and others accusing her of clout chasing off the Harris name. Every scroll on social media had folks debating her age and motives, and nobody held back.
Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison. If he goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had that conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy.
But King, he didn't care. Not even a little. He doubled down like he had something to prove. He threw Big Nana a full-on baby shower. Cameras flashing, balloons everywhere, gifts piled to the ceiling, and he showed it all off online with a huge grin like he just won the game. When their son was finally born in November 2024, King couldn't stop posting about it. Videos of him smiling next to Big Nana, holding his baby close, acting like the same streets that almost ruined him didn't even exist anymore. Here's the wild part. Fans kept resharing that baby shower clip, pointing out how he looked completely untouchable, like nothing could shake him. It was the perfect image of a young man trying to rewrite his story. But behind that smile, trouble was still lurking, waiting to strike again. And he didn't stop there, not even close. Just a few weeks later, King was back online, proudly talking about his newborn son like fatherhood had flipped a switch inside him. He started posting all sentimental, showing off the baby and talking about growth and responsibility. Then he dropped a track called Dear Son. pouring his heart out in the lyrics, rapping about stepping up as a dad and doing better. The caption hit hard too. November 5th. For a second, it looked like King might actually be ready to change his whole life. He even posted that emotional line, 8:09 a.m. Welcome King Jr., time to take over. It sounded like a new chapter. Fans thought, all right, maybe he finally gets it. It looked like fatherhood might have humbled him at last. But man, the timing couldn't have been worse, because while King was out here posting baby pics and acting like a brand new man, that 30-minute arrest video was spreading like wildfire online, dragging him right back into the chaos he was trying to escape. And the truth hit cold. Nobody was shocked. Fans had been warning for years that King's wild behavior was going to catch up to him sooner or later. And now it had come full circle, just like everyone said it would. If the judge really gives him 5 years, don't expect T.I. to be angry. Expect him to be heartbroken. Yeah, he warned him. Yeah, he tried to teach him. But nothing hurts worse than watching your own son walk into the same trap you tried to save him from. Anybody who's seen their podcast moments together knows the bond between Tip and King runs deep. That's what makes this whole situation so heavy. It's not just a hip-hop scandal, it's a father watching his kid crash headfirst into a wall he saw coming from miles away. Behind the headlines, the gossip, and the jokes, there's real pain underneath all this. Because this isn't about fame or image anymore. This is about a dad who tried everything and now has to watch the consequences play out live. And let's keep it real. This whole mess is also shaking T.I.'s reputation. People online are ruthless, already calling him out, saying he failed as a father, claiming all the money, all the wisdom, all the motivational talk in the world couldn't keep his own son from spiraling out of control. If King actually gets sentenced, those critics are gonna double down, dragging Tip harder than ever. Because for years, he's branded himself as that solid father figure who preaches lessons and discipline. But here's the part that reminds people why T.I. still commands respect. No matter how wild King gets, Tip never turns his back on him. He's said it before. He'll love his son through anything. Disappointed? Yeah. Frustrated? Absolutely. But when that courtroom moment hits, you already know I will be sitting right there in the front row, ready to stand beside King no matter what the outcome is. That loyalty runs deep. Of course, the internet couldn't stay quiet once the footage started circulating again. The reactions went all over the place. Some folks clowning him, saying he asked for it. Others low-key, impressed by how calm he handled the arrest. And a bunch of fans genuinely hoping this finally wakes him up. The debate took over timelines. Is this the end of King Harris's wild story, or the exact moment he grows up and becomes a man? One fan even commented, King is enjoying every minute of this. He knows he's going viral. And honestly, you can see it in the video. Even with the cuffs going on, King stays chill. No yelling, no fighting, just that same cool expression like he knows the cameras are rolling and this is another headline moment. Maybe it's confidence, or maybe it's the realization that fame can't save you once real life shows up knocking. Either way, the world's watching every move, and this chapter's only getting more intense. Then came the internet frenzy, calling it his so-called street cred moment. Like chaos was something to be proud of. One comment blew up online saying, that man finally got his street cred. He's been telling y'all he outside. And that right there showed just how twisted this game has gotten. Instead of talking about King's newborn son or hoping he straightens out, people were celebrating the idea that he might have finally earned his rep by catching a case. Wild, right? But not everyone came at him with hate. Some folks actually showed love, pointing out that maybe, just maybe, this time he'll bounce back stronger. One fan posted, "He gonna be fine. He been doing good since his son was born, so I'm wishing him blessings. He handled himself well." That's the other side of the story. The ones who see a young man trying to grow even if the world keeps dragging him. It's a split audience out there. Half saying King's chasing clout and cuffs, and the other half praying that fatherhood really becomes the turning point he's been needing. For T.I. though, this whole mess feels like deja vu, watching history repeat itself right in front of his eyes. The same system that once tried to bury him is now circling his own son like a shark. And the part that hurts most? Tip knew this was coming. He saw the warning signs clear as day, but no amount of lectures, money, or love could stop the inevitable crash. So don't get it twisted. This isn't just another spoiled celebrity kid acting out. This is real life now. Real consequences, real courtroom time, and a real shot at losing 5 years of freedom. And for T.I., That's the kind of pain no father should ever have to feel. Because if that judge actually locks in that 5-year sentence, this won't just be another viral headline or gossip clip floating around the blogs. It'll be a harsh life lesson carved deep into King's reality forever. This is no longer about fame or image. It's about what happens when warnings go unheard and the streets come calling for what's owed. So what do you think? Is King Harris about to pay the ultimate price for ignoring every red flag? Or could this finally be the wake-up call that changes him for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share the video, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next jaw-dropping update. This saga isn't over, it's just getting started. See you on the next one.